What up, everybody? Here we are, the after show, but later. It's your boys D. It's El Cucuy, and we are. Where you at? You're right here today, Cucuy. Yeah. So what up? So we're here live, the after show, but later. Jump in on the chat, Cucuy, if you want to say what's up. Andrew Sims is already here. I just invited Matty Carson. So shout out to Matt Carson. It's funny because he's not a Carl that you hear a lot about as far as like his name. He's not mentioned very often, but he's somebody that listens day in and day out. And I can count on it like clockwork every time there's a UFC event, especially a big event. You know, we were right there all night talking about the fights and stuff. But I like it because he's super into the fight, so we're not like blowing up each other's phone. It's usually like after a fight or between rounds where it's like that was crazy, you know. So shout out to Matt Carson. Good dude. So, yeah, man. But where do you want to get started today, El Cucuy?
So I got to give Covino his credit because, obviously he stands on moral grounds and he's a good dude and you wouldn't expect him to do anything shady. So I think from that aspect, Jordan is absolutely right to trust him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's right to do it because, he has no ill will. But there's many people that wouldn't even want to be in the car just so nothing could even be said.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. What do you feel about it? And would you have done it?
Yeah.
I would have gave her a
Dog,
ride.
this is the story of my life. My lady's got a gang of hot ass friends, and so I mean, there's been times where I'll give them a ride, or I got to do this, or Kylie and her friend, or whoever she's doing the podcast with. I mean, I usually go and I have to, record them and edit them and whatever, and do all this. So it's just, I don't know. I just think if Jordan's secure like that,
Right.
it's not an issue, really, and if Covino doesn't have a history of being shady when put in those situations, that's kind of when he kind of has that trust factor,
No, absolutely.
So
And I guess she hung out at the pad for a while. Like I remember, I'll give an example. Like I remember when I used to live out of town, and me and Mito have talked about this. He would let me crash at his pad, and he would go to work in the morning. And his lady at the time was a stay-at-home mom.
mhm.
I'm trying to wake up, take a shower, and get out of there because just for the point, like obviously he trusts her and he trusts me, and I know myself, and I know she was cool too.
Mm,
But I don't even need to be in that environment longer than necessary.
yeah,
Even if I was at your pad, bro, let's just say, for example, I came to visit again and you let me stay in that room and you had to do some in the morning. If your lady and your kid were there or they were asleep or whatnot, and I got up, I would probably try to shower and I would just start with Starbucks. I'd probably go that gun Walmart times 10 on crack and wander around there for a little bit.
uh,
I might go to Mr. G's and drink salsa. I mean, I would figure say I hit Dutch Bros and then after all that, I might hit you, hey bro, what's cracking? What's your time frame? I'm
hey,
out chilling.
you want to hear the funniest shit? So you mentioned go to Mr. G's and drink salsa, and you're bagging on me, right?
No, no,
All
I'm
right.
serious. Hey, I'm not bagging. Let me be clear. I am not bagging on you. I would literally go to Mr. G's, get some food, and I'm gonna drink on that salsa.
Check this out. So yesterday, what do you call it? We're
Simpsons,
eating.
I got no audio.
No, that was earlier. I added.
Oh, oh, okay.
But we had Mr. G's yesterday, right? And
Right.
what do you call
Oh,
it?
speaking of Mr. G's.
Yeah. So it was funny because there was it was a couple of people, right? I'll just say that.
Okay.
And somebody they're like, "Hey, they're like, do you need more salsa?" Right? And they're like, "Oh no, I got mine." They're like, "I'm drinking it right here." And it was funny because I was like, "Doug, that's somebody that we've never talked about it. We've never mentioned it, never nothing." And I was like, it kind of goes with, I don't know, maybe it's just from here when you're from this area, that it just kind of you just drink your salt, especially if the more watery it is, the higher percentage goes up that you're going to be drinking it as you're eating.
Hey, I'm a traveler like Ponce de Leon, and I've
Mm.
relocated wherever I lived. I lived in Fresno, I lived in Shelter Cove, I lived in McKinleyville, I lived in Coos Bay, I lived in Oakland, and now I'm in Lompoc. And everyone does different. Everyone got their ways. And you know what? The best way to when you do move or you do go to a new spot is to dive right in. So I mean, I know how important that is to you and your family and to that place. And like, why I'm not gonna. And I like salsa. I'm giving you because it's a little runnier than any salsa I've ever had, and you literally do drink it. But
Yeah, it's basically
I'm gonna
water.
I'm gonna embrace it. I'm gonna do it too. I might throw a little because it's funny still, but I'll do it. I'm not going to go there and fight it. Like, no, I need chunky salsa. I'm not going to start whipping out my own pack. No, I'm good, bro. We'll drink. We'll toast. We'll toast salsas. How's that?
I remember before, Doug. I mean, the one we went to, this is renovation, and they knocked down the old building and whatever. But
Okay.
if I mean, damn, Doug, if you could just go, if I could take you and put you back in time, like the one that we would go to, when we were in high school, it's in the same area. They just knocked it down, and just built that newer one that looks a lot more modern, but. With the old little building that was falling apart, Doug, where you can actually see the people in the back, with
Yeah.
like that was so authentic. And shout out to Matt Carson, he just got here. So what up, Matty?
What up, Matt?
And we gave you a shout out in the beginning of the show because I was telling him how during the pay-per-views on UFC, we're always kind of going back and forth and kind of BSing or whatever. But yeah, man. Yeah. So it was just funny that you mentioned if I'm here, if I'm there, I'm drinking the salsa, and somebody that completely unrelated that we haven't talked about it was,
Right.
oh no, I don't need one. I got one right here. I'm already drinking it. We're like,
He said, I'm already drinking
that's
it.
how you do it. So yeah, man. But anyway, so back to the original conversation. Yeah, dog. I think it really depends on and especially say if like you said, Sophia Beverly's hot, right? So
Right.
okay, that kind of factors into it too. Dog, what if your lady's got like a gang of busted ass friends, right? And and then one time she has her hot friend where she's like, "Oh, Cucuy, I'm gonna need you to," and you're like, "Oh, Jennifer," or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Right.
but I think like I'm pretty sure most of Jordan's friends are probably fucking hot.
Right.
So I think of like a majority of my ladies' friends are fucking hot. So it's just kind of like it's just another person. So I think there's a lot of factors. If there's cheating and stuff in the past, if there's never really been around a lot of hot ladies, because like
if there's cheating in the past, and one of you dumbasses puts the other dumbass in that position, you guys are both just dumbasses.
yeah.
I don't care if they're tortas or if they're strips of bacon. It don't matter what the problem is. Yeah, it
Doug,
don't matter.
Remember when we were talking about that pyramid and you got the bigger girls at the bottom and you said that torta or whatever?
Uh-huh.
I just was laughing about that.
Hey, it is. Hey,
My water splashed back at me. It told me to shut up.
Did it call you
karma.
called you a torto?
Yeah, it said, yeah, here torto. Like, damn. Oh man.
So I want to do something this week. And I know we're not entirely prepared, so moving forward, we can have some theme music to kind of introduce this thing. But it was spur of the moment. Literally, we came up with this idea about 10 minutes ago, so you guys are getting it raw and uncut. But let's do some influencers of the week.
Influencers of the week. You know what? Actually, how about this, Doug? How about we do this? Let me go. Keep talking, and I'll bring up some. Go ahead.
Let's do. Everyone has an algorithm. Everyone, I'm sure, if you're on social media enough, and if you need to know if it's enough, go to your little settings on your iPhone, and it'll tell you if you've been on there too much or not. So if you're one of those people that are even close to being on there too much, you're probably seeing different social media personalities through your algorithm. They're passing, and then the ones you like, obviously, you watch longer, and they come back, right?
Yeah.
So there's many people out there we all follow. We don't. We follow for whatever reasons. Maybe you like their spick. The way their gimmick, their style, whatever they got going on. Maybe you think they're attractive. I don't know. Whatever you got going on. You follow people for whatever reason you do. So I think what we want to try to do is once a week, highlight some of the people that at least caught our attention. And, this doesn't have to be a stipulation, but made you hit the follow button.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with the Hawk Tua chick. Like after she did that within a day or two, I followed her just because I thought she was being real and authentic, and I didn't feel like she was making it up. And I felt like any of us that I know could have been recorded saying something similar, if not worse, in a moment like that, faded, after partying by someone just asking you a question on the street. So I followed her, and I've been following her ever since. I watched parts of her podcast, and she's funny as hell. So if we did this segment, 6-8 weeks ago, I might have said that the next day.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I know that you were super early on to her because I remember we were talking one time very early into it, and you mentioned Haley Welch, and I go, who? And you go, the Hawk Tua girl, and I go, oh, he's on it early. And it's funny, dog, because that was her initial thing, why we all know her, right?
Right.
But as I've been, because I started following her, she's very charismatic. You know, she has a
Yes.
lot of she has a good personality. She's funny. She's kind of off the wall,
Right. She's
and
like us.
so it's funny
She's like
because
she's like a 21-year-old, 20, how I don't even know how old she is, but she's a young chick version of us that was just spirit wise.
Mhm.
She was just brought up in a whole different location with different stories. But her spirit is similar to us, and that's why I followed her.
And it's funny because now, like when I see her on social media, I'm scrolling or whatever, it's not even like Hawk to a girl anymore. Now I'm like, oh, it's Haley Welch, you know. And
Right.
and I thought it would have taken longer for me to kind of organically unkind of connect it, even though it's all connected. She has her podcast, Hawk
She
to it or
she
Talk to it, you know.
Yeah, but she unconnects it because of her authenticity and because you can connect with the person, not the thing that got the 20 seconds of fame.
And Doug, one of the coolest things that I think about her, you know what? She's mine today that we're going to talk about. She's the
Okay,
influencer of the week for
perfect.
me today
Hey, I
because
rock with you on that one.
I started following her later than you. So to me, it's more recent. One of the
Okay.
coolest things I think about her is that she, you know, I remember a lot of people talking shit when the clip first came out, and they're like, "Oh, I bet her friend that was next to her is probably like, damn, I could have done something like that or whatever." Dog. So her friend that was standing next to her in the video is her friend Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
And she
Chelsea Bradford.
Bradley, isn't it?
Mm.
Or is it Bradford?
One of them. Shout out Chelsea, whatever we're
Chelsea
trying.
B. I
We got
forget.
you.
But anyway, she's next to her in the video. Dog, she has brought her along the
The whole
entire
way.
way. She sits
That's
off to the
solid.
side on her
Hey,
podcast. You know, she's like a
that's
little
keeping it
sidekick.
100 right there. That's keeping it a buck with your homie.
So she's, you know, has her as her sidekick. She went to go meet Matt Rife because she was
I
like
don't
all
even
in
think
love with him.
but bro, I disagree with that. She's not even as her sidekick. She's like that's as her homie.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying as far as like on the podcast, it's kind of
I
like
know,
the
but
Andy
I don't think she
Richter.
tries to give sidekick vibes though. What I'm
Oh
saying
no.
is I think she tries to include her like she's an equal.
No,
I mean,
it's
it's.
I think it's hella cool. So I like her, dog. And now there's something that again, this was a Cucuy idea, but I want
I
to
don't
go.
need. Yeah, no, this is an after show idea.
Do you so did you want to talk about yours?
Well, I want you to tell me about one first that you're not digging anymore, and for
Oh,
whatever reason. And this doesn't have to be an attack. It's not. We don't need anyone else to unfollow this person. We're not saying this because again, let me explain. I didn't give a shit about the Hawk Tuah thing. Like that was cool, and that's what got her the initial attention. But I follow her because I feel like she's genuine, and there's an energy there that I connect with. And
mhm.
so that's why I follow her. It has nothing to do with her, and she is hot. Don't get me wrong, but it has nothing to do with any of that. I just connect with her vibe. So then there's also people that maybe you connected with their vibe and maybe you're not feeling it anymore. So tell me a couple of social media people that, maybe you had followed and all of a sudden you're like, I'm just not digging it, whether you unfollowed or not. And this is not an attack on anybody. This is just us being authentic, talking as homies, and we're sharing it with you guys because we got a platform. But we're not encouraging no one to unfollow anybody or no nasty shit like that. And I just want to be upfront and honest. This has nothing to do with any of that. It's just personal, like, sometimes you ain't feeling it no more.
You know what? I don't even know. It doesn't even necessarily have to be somebody you followed. It could be even somebody that has made it out of your algorithm. You know, because that's the way they're kind
Well,
of
you can do that one
unfollowing.
too.
They're kind of unfollowing for us, you know. But you're saying a blatant, you know, I'm not digging this shit
Yeah, I do.
anymore.
I do that. I claim you know what? I'll be honest, because I do that. I'll be on my social media and I'll have already felt it like I didn't like the last 8, 10 times it came into my algorithm. And one time it'll come in again and I'll feel the same way. I'll say, you know what? I got other people why am I even doing it? If I feel that way, then I shouldn't follow.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll do that. If I feel that way too many times I'm not the cat that gets mad. Like if I was following Jay-Z, say, and all this stuff happened, I'm not just gonna go unfollow him like everybody else because I can't follow him right now because Beyonce
Yeah.
lost like 7 million. I don't do that. Like I don't do stuff based on emotion. I do
Mhm.
it based on energy.
Yeah. Um. Well, I think of that one. Who's the influencer that you recently followed?
That I've recently followed.
Mhm.
Well, who have you recently unfollowed?
That's what I'm trying to think of. That's why I said go ahead and do
Okay.
yours while I'm thinking about
So
that.
the one I like is it's on Instagram. It's at ALLCAPSKAT. all caps cat, and she's hella funny. And I'm gonna play one of her videos right here. She does Costco, she does Whole Foods, she does all kind of little personalities, but she is funny as hell. And here she goes.
I'm an Costco in Costco selling these emergency food supply buckets for $62.99, 132 servings, 25-year shelf life, 6 different flavors. It's real food in a real bucket, not fake like the moon landing. Come here and look, it's almost all gone. What do they know that we don't know? So what are you waiting for, hoes? Get your butt to Costco now. Attention, I'm an Olive Garden goon, and today we're here at the
Olive Garden goon.
Never any possible extravaganza. So let's go inside and see how many possibles I can fit in this 110-pound Asian body. First up, I had some breadsticks. They were hot, fresh, and delicious. I tried to have some fun with it, but the fun police shut it down.
Don't do that.
She's deep throated.
Oh.
My first pasta, I had the rigatoni with the 5-cheese marinara. I also got the meat add-on. It was $15.99 for the never-ending pasta and an extra $4.99 for the protein add-on.
Okay, so sorry, all caps cat, but no, that's the one I'm following. She does Olive Garden, she does Costco, she does all kind of stuff. She's somewhere in the Bay Area, but again, I vibe with her energy. She's funny as hell. I like that. And I don't know why. And who knows? That might not last forever. So it goes to the second part of like who you're unfollowing and not feeling energy anymore. And who knows? Maybe I'll like it forever. Maybe one day I'll be like, and I don't know.
Mhm.
But the one that I recently had to unfollow, and this is gonna, again, I don't like the energy
You know
anymore.
Okay. Okay. I have mine, and I think it might be on par with what you're gonna say. So go ahead.
Mine is Mike 525.
That's what I was gonna say.
He throws fits a little bit on there, and he's complaining, oh guys, and like he says something that gets remarks that he doesn't like, and then like he complains about it and he whines about it, and it started getting on my nerves. And I'm like, dude, the reason I started following this kid to begin with was his top 5, and I never even see any top 5s anymore. So I'm just like, the top 5s are why I initially started following him, and I like the energy. Top 5. Let's go. And I like that energy, and I don't feel it anymore. So again, I'm not telling anybody out there to not follow Mike 525. I'm not saying that. But for me, I like the top 5s. They disappeared. All he ever does is complain about the Giants, and he's not going to say this, and now he's going to say that, and you guys were too hard on me, and I'm good. I tapped out.
I haven't unfollowed him, but I haven't seen him a whole lot like in my shit. But I did see a video recently where he went to the Sphere in Vegas. So I had tagged Kavino and Rich in that one. But I haven't, and you know what? I don't think I necessarily unfollow a whole lot of people. I think for me, it's kind of more people that kind of, like I mentioned, make it out of my algorithm, like on TikTok and shit. I can't really think of anybody besides Mike. Mike is somebody that I was going to mention right now, just because I've become like a little like, it's
negative.
It's a little weak now,
I'm not, check it out. When I'm on social media, I'm not there for negativity and negative energy. I like I said, I'm big on energy, and I'm also big on my follows. Like, if I fuck with you, I fuck with you. I'm not going to just follow you to follow you, or follow you because you're hot. Like, if I follow you, it's because I like what you do. So if I no longer like what you do, you don't get my follow.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'm as authentic as it gets. I don't want you listening to our show if you're not really digging me and you're just doing it to be cool.
Yeah.
Like, nah, be cool to someone else. Like, we want authenticity. And so it's the same with the people that I follow. If I follow, it's because you create content that I like and it keeps me entertained.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm no longer entertained, I'm going to be entertained by somebody else.
Yeah, no, for sure. I was trying to think of, for me, I think it would be more like, not necessarily, I wouldn't say unfollow, because I don't unfollow a whole lot. Like, especially
I do.
Like, I listen to a gang of podcasts. What I do see myself doing is I have to catch certain podcasts every time they come out. Stabby's World, The Golden Hour, Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn. Actually, no. Theo Vaughn's kind of hit or miss sometimes with me. If I'm all caught up, I might go and watch a random episode, but Theo used to be one of the ones I used to catch every time. Now I listen to a majority of them, but there's people that I have like fallen off of where I'm like Gary Vee's one of them. I used to listen to every single episode, and now it's kind of like, that
See,
one
Gary,
looks.
see, Gary V for me, he gets on my nerves because he's too fucking all day.
Yeah.
So for me, I like his social media clips because I can just take the message that I like and I don't got to take all the extras.
But I think it kind of depends on my mood too, because sometimes like I haven't listened to Gary in a minute, and I'm like, fuck, man, okay, he's kind of annoying
And
or whatever.
and I'm still scarred.
And then
I'm
I'll put on an episode, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll go back and listen to the last like 3 or 4 that I missed or whatever, you know. But
you know what it is? He's got good game and I respect him and he's a great businessman. Because I respect with him, the energy I respect is his hustle and his no excuse. Go, 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 go. Don't expect home runs. Do what you got to do. You might win the life lottery. You're probably not. Put the work in, grind, quit complaining, grind. So I respect him for that. However, with that being said, I'm still scarred from the wine web and whatever weenies or whatever else he had. I forgot what it was on Sundays before or after Cavino Rich. And so I don't consume his podcast in totality like that. But I do follow him on social media because I get the messages from him I need. I need him in small chunks like that with just the message I'm looking for. I don't need 2 hours of Gary V.
Yeah, and you know what? I think it kind of I think there's kind of hills and valleys, right? When it comes to content and people and things like that, because like Bert Kreischer, he's somebody that I used to listen to every episode of his podcast, the Bertcast, right? Every episode. I didn't care who was on. I didn't care if there was no guest. I would now I kind of cherry pick, you know, when I'm going to listen to him. I'll look at the guest and I'll go, oh, cool. That, you know, he has on Adam Ray. I like Adam Ray. Or he has on whoever, Theo or whoever. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'll check that out. And when I'm listening, I'm like, oh man, I do kind of miss Bert. You know, his shit was kind of cool. And then I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna listen when he has a guest I like. So I think it's kind of like sometimes I think we get burnt out on certain social media people or whatever, and you kind of need a break, you know, because like you mentioned Mike, right? He kind of shied away from his shit, and then you might check him out in like 2 or 3 months, and maybe he's right back on the top 5, and you're like, oh man, that's why I liked it to begin with.
Well, that's what I'm missing. Yeah, because again, too, like I said, my follow is genuine. Just because I unfollow doesn't mean I don't do it out of emotion. I'm not mad. I'm not hurt. You didn't offend me. Nothing like that. I just really wasn't feeling it for the moment. And again, if he gets back on his top 5 and he bring that, it was his energy. Top 5. Let's go. And coming in at number 1, he had energy. And I don't see that right now. Now it's just all negative. All right, guys, I'm going to say this, but I don't want you guys to beat me up and don't come for me too hard, guys. Like, I don't feel that. I feel coming in at number 1. That's why I followed Mike 525. He brings that back. I might go boop and hit that little follow button again.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. But yeah, no, yeah, I'm trying to think of we had the influencer that you followed, the influencer that you unfollowed. I feel like there was something else that we had that we were gonna talk about.
Butt rash.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's why you asked me about the clip.
Because it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that Keebler Hernandez posted my beauty tips on the Carl page.
Yeah.
And they haven't changed. I still, you know what? Let's hit the rewind button. I still remember when we've been talking about this on where Wash Your Butt came from, because Spot was on there saying that Kristen likes him a little funky, and sometimes he'll go to the gym and still go 2 or 3 days without washing his ass.
That's scandalous, dog.
Am I adding to it, or is that clearly what he said?
Yeah, no, he even said he'll get like a BJ or something, and I'm like, dog, for real? You're gross. That's nasty.
That's nasty. Yeah. Yes. So Wash Your Butt was born.
Yeah.
Based on that. And so anyways, fucking all I know is there's a clip. Do you still have the clip?
I don't think so.
All right, let me see if I can find it. I'm being a little unprofessional, so bear with me.
Oh, butt rash.
Oh, what happened, Spot?
Oh, butt rash.
Well,
Oh, butt rash.
He said he got a little butt rash.
yeah, hold on. Let's hear it about 10
Oh,
times.
butt rash.
What'd you get?
Oh, butt rash.
You did what?
Oh, butt rash.
I've been telling you for years to wash your butt. You know that wouldn't have happened if you washed it every day. What happened again?
Oh, butt rash.
Got a little
Even
butt
even
rash.
even Keebler was he posted on the Carl page last week. Why do you have a little?
Oh, butt rash.
I don't understand why you.
What rash?
How do you get?
What rash?
What do you do when you get a?
What rash?
And how do you fix that?
What rash?
Ugh, what does your lady say?
What rash?
What about that chick in the three-way where you swapped? What'd she say? Did you have a butt rash then?
Yeah, that's
what
gross.
rash?
Ah,
What rash?
I don't know, man. Wash your butt.
Wash your butt. An Al Cucuy tip that we've been saying for been a couple of years now.
That should have never happened. You're just being, I don't know. You're being stubborn because you know better.
Yeah.
The information has been provided to you. It's all over the Carl page. It's all over our show. You know better. You know better. Wash your butt.
Yeah. Oh, there was a couple of things in the world of Cavino and Rich. I know Cavino got some glasses finally, and he actually, it kind of trips me out, dog, because there's, I don't know. Not that there's anything wrong with glasses, right? I have glasses. Fucking right here. These are my fucking. Look at. I'm
You got readers?
I'm sophisticated vato. Look at.
What?
But I'm like, I have my fucking contacts on right now, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, contacts aren't that big of a deal, but
No. Well, yeah, they are. I'm not putting them in.
well, yeah, you don't like them, but I'm saying like, if it's just if Cavino's in LA, right? I'm sure he could make his ass an appointment and go to a good doctor, fucking boom, 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 have the LASIK, fix his.
Don't make him be my influencer of the week next, because there's a dude on there that gives you all the vision. He corrects the near side, he implants a thing. Paulie D just got it done.
Well, I'm saying like, why doesn't Cavino go and just get LASIK real quick? You know, boom, boom, both eyes. He's in LA. It's not like, dog, like I can get LASIK if I want, but I have to go to I got to find a good doctor. I got to go.
What do you mean?
Didn't
you pay like $1 to get 19 teeth taken out in Mexico? Don't they do LASIK too?
Fuck that. I'm not getting LASIK in Mexico.
Oh, but you'll let them cut your face up, your mouth?
Fuck yeah. You could pull out a tooth, but you're not going to fucking blind me.
Well, just do one eye at a time.
Fuck that. Then I go blind in one eye?
Fuck it. As long as you got the other one, you're good. Like kidneys. As long as you got one.
I am not getting fucking laser eye shit in Mexico. They could pull out a tooth all they fucking want.
So here's the thing. Did they put you to sleep at all when they pulled those teeth out?
No.
You were never out? Never, no anesthesia whatsoever?
They put shit in my fucking cheek or whatever, but they didn't put
That's
me
it?
out.
They just numbed it?
Yeah.
Well, perfect. They don't put you out for the eye stuff either.
Yeah.
They just numb your eye. They just put it in your numb and that's it. You're done. 45 seconds.
Yeah. In America, I'm not going to fucking go to Mexico and have them blind me in some border town.
Hey, I just went to Ensenada. I went to Ensenada last weekend, and they had a shopping center there nicer than any shopping center in Santa Maria and Lompoc. I would feel way better about getting anything done at that shopping center than this shithole. And I live on the fucking Central Coast. I live a mile off the one.
I bet
the Pacific Coast Highway.
I bet. But Ensenada is not fucking a border town. It's not fucking. It's not.
It's an hour and a half in.
Dog, that is still not Algodones or fucking San Luis. Fuck no. Dog, no. You go get all the LASIK you want in Mexico, dog. Fuck
I didn't say that. I'm getting it. I'm just asking you how come you did it.
Fuck no. I'm telling you why. Fuck that, dog.
I got LASIK here, and that shit lasted. I got it in 1998, and my near side is going a little bit, but the long shit is still cracking. I get that, and that's why Cavino should do it, because it works. I'm a testament to that. I've had it for over a quarter century, and it's as good as today as it was when I got it. But what LASIK doesn't do, that there's a dude, I forgot his name though, but he's in my algorithm. But he just did Paulie D, and I seen it. So basically, what he does is, I guess he puts some type of implant. He puts something on the lens, and it creates it where it's like clear. And then no, seriously, and it fixes the nearsightedness.
No, I'm not laughing at that. I'm just laughing at Andrew Sims says, I bet you could get a cool eye patch. I bet I could get one with the dog right there when you cross into Mexico, like right across the border. It's everybody that's walking up to you, dog. They have, you want Raiders, you want Green Bay Packers, dog.
Well,
everything.
That's why Andrew's
a backpack,
right.
A shirt, a fucking eye patch. I could get a 49ers eye patch. You know.
No, get the Raider one. No, think about it. Think about it. Andrew's a loyal. He's always with us on every show, and he's 100% right, because he heard you 3 shows ago talking about you still hadn't figured out a team. You could go over there, get one eye. If they fuck it up, just get the Raider eye patch, and now you got your squad. And then you're a real Raider. You can even sing, I'm a Raider, I'm a Raider, Oakland Raider, from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. And you can have your eye patch.
See, and Andrew says, I'm surprised he didn't get LASIK since he seems to have such an aversion to glasses. And see, the thing is like I've been wearing contacts for years, but they're still somewhat of a pain in the ass, right?
They are. I watched you put them in
Glasses,
before the show.
right? Glasses are a pain in the ass somewhat, just they're scratched, cleaning them,
So
whatever.
let me
So,
break something down real quick. How long did it take you to put them in before the show?
I don't know, 30 seconds. You watched me.
Okay, 30 seconds. How many times do you do that a day?
I usually put them in once, and I leave them for like fucking 3 weeks to a month, maybe. I'm
You
supposed
don't
to
ever take them in? Take
nah,
them out?
I sleep in them and everything.
Those fuckers don't go to the back of your head?
No, never have.
Oh, that's scary. I don't play like that.
Yeah, but I rarely take them off, and I know it's bad for your eyes. They say your cornea could start growing into your fucking contacts and all that bullshit. But that they told me that like in fucking '02, like when I was first getting contacts. Fucking now, dog, they're supposed to be 2-week disposables. I fucking use those things for months on end, and fucking a 6-month supply has lasted me like a year and a half. So I don't give a fuck, dog. But anyway, but no, what I'm saying, dog, is my whole thing is that
Yeah, that's what you should do. Andrew said you can be the 19th fan, bro, and get the Cardinal patch.
no, but I'm thinking like Covino's right there, like I said, in LA. He's obviously got fucking the money in the bank to fucking go throw it and have his insurance cover some of it.
The money he
Like-
made off his Beamer will pay for it.
Like I'm just like, dog,
Bye Beamer. Hello LASIK.
see, I'm just thinking you go what's the recovery? You got it in like 99 or something, but
Bro,
what
the
was it?
recovery.
Like a day or two?
Honestly, so what's your definition of recovery? Because this is pretty simple. So
Like,
give me
do you have to mob around like fucking with like your eyes covered or some shit? Or?
no, you're sensitive to light or like bright light. You're sensitive for about 24 to 48 hours. That's it. You can go back to work the next day if you really want to, especially if you're not in a bright environment. And the only thing you have to do, I think, is for a week, they give you some medicated eye drops that you take at night. So your eyes, you don't have infection. It keeps everything clean and whatnot. And you just wear these bug goggles so you don't accidentally, rub your eye in the middle of the night. I think you do that for a week. You might do it for 2 weeks max, but that's it. So every night, I think maybe you take those drops 3 times a day or something like that. It keeps your eyes, healing properly. And then at night for a week or two, you wear the bug goggles so you don't scratch it. And that's it. You go back to work the next day.
There's an episode of King of Queens where Kevin James, he's getting his wife, fucking Leah Remini, right? He's getting her eye surgery or whatever.
Well, she's bad.
And so he cheaps out, dog. And he fucking blinds her, right? So she's blind for like a month or something. And she's like, Doug, she's like, you didn't go to my guy? And he's like, oh no. Oh, so they're at a party and they run into somebody and they're like, oh, you didn't use my guy? He's like, he's so good. I was fucking golfing the next day or whatever. And then he's like, oh no. He's like, where'd you find this guy? And Doug found him in like a fucking newspaper or something. And then Carrie's like, Doug, how much did you save? He's like, I'm not going to say. She goes, how much did you save? He's like, half off the second eye or some shit like that. I'm like, Doug, that's where you don't cheap out. But back to the original point, Doug, Covino could go and have this done in a fucking, couple of hours or whatever. And then fucking never have to worry about fucking contacts, glasses, whatever, ever again.
Literally, you stare at that laser for about 30 to 45 seconds. And the whole process from the surgery to the bug goggles is pain-free.
And you
don't feel anything. They give you these numbing drops and like they clamp your eye open and then they're like, stare at this dot. And you literally stare at it for 30, 45 seconds. You don't feel a thing. It's just a light. It's just like you're staring at a light. And when it's done, they do it to the next eye and they give you some drops and they explain the instructions of the medicine and how often to take it and
I
why
thought
it's
they had
important.
to like cut out like a fucking layer of your fucking like cornea and then
No, there's a flap. So basically what they do is you have a protective flap on your eye hole and they basically like cut a little fold like this and then they peel it back so the laser can get to the eye and then they push it back and they brush it and make sure it's good. And the medicine you're taking is to make sure that it basically seals up and it heals correctly and not gets infected.
Okay.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Hey, feet alive, calm down. Don't start flipping beds again. See what happens?
You know what, Doc? I think I'm gonna look into that.
I would.
I think
Think about it here, and here's all the justification you need, right? It is one of the five senses you have. What is it? Smell, taste, touch, sight,
here.
and hearing. And you can fix one 100% for like less than 5 grand. How much is the car you're driving to get around? I bet it's more than 5 grand.
Yeah.
You probably spent 5 grand in strip clubs in your life, if not more.
Way more.
But yet, people spend $5 a day on coffee. What's that? Well, think about it like this. I quit getting my hair cut and started cutting my own hair and fading my hair. I'm up like $2,300 in a year.
Yeah.
Of cutting your own hair for 2 years will pay for your damn eye hole.
Yeah. Dog, I need
It
to
make
do
it. It's a sense. What if you couldn't smell anymore? You couldn't taste, and for 5 grand they could fix it. You
Wow.
wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even think about it. If you lost your smell today and you couldn't smell for 5 or 10 years, or you had to wear some device to kind of barely smell a little bit, and all of a sudden one day they're like, hey, you know what? You're going to stare at this laser for 30 seconds, and you're going to take medicine for a week. And guess what? For the rest of your life, you'll be able to smell again. You wouldn't even think about it. Why is this even a question? I'm confused. I don't understand why people are on the fence about it. And if they're scared, do one eye at a time. Like that should calm all your fears. If you can live with one kidney, you can live with one eyesight. I'm just saying. Stevie Wonder, hey, Stevie and Ray would have paid to have been able to see out of one eye.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Yeah.
Do one at a time.
Yeah.
And here's a Cucuy tip. Again, this comes thanks to Mother Nature, and that's how all these ideas are born. But do your worst eye first. That way, if it fucks up, that's just your bad one. You still got your good one.
It was already messed up anyway.
Yeah,
Who cares?
you just couldn't bring it back. That's all. I mean,
Yeah. No, dog. I really do need to look into that. That's
bro. They finance you. I didn't pay. I paid. I think I paid $2,200 an eye back in 90. It was 99 is when it was. So I've had it for 25 years, and I paid 22. It was $4,400 total, and the surgery was guaranteed for life. If it ever fucks up, you just go back and they touch you up. No. Maybe it was guaranteed for 5 years or something, but I never even needed a touch up.
yeah.
So now all I need is I need to just go see this cat. And so here's where I got to like walk the walk and not talk the talk. I got to look into the stupid implant shit.
Look at this.
Because then if I could correct my nearsightedness now, I'll be good.
I could, dog. All this I could get rid of. Look at.
Well, okay, let's do some math. So let's do some basic math, right? So I've had it now for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
What do you pay a year, you think, out of pocket for any of your glasses, contacts, any of it?
At least like $700-800
A year?
Yeah. Well, maybe. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I think out of pocket, the last time I got contacts, it was like $500 or $600.
Yeah, at that point.
Cause dog, I'm blind as shit, so my contacts are fucking special. I told you one time, cause there's that commercial, that 1-800-CONTACTS, where the guy's
just like you,
where the guy's like, he's like, they don't have my prescription, I have Specialized. And me and my optometrist were talking about that commercial, and he started laughing. He goes, "You really do have Specialized." And I was like, yeah. And this is somebody that sees fucking eyes every day of his life, So I'm like, it would be, yeah, dog. I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm doing it. I would,
and I'm gonna look into the implant. If Pauly D could do it, I could do it. And I'll take my own advice. I'll just do one eye. Hey, doc, you know what? My right eye's worse off than my left. Let's just start with that bad boy. And if everything goes good, I'll come back for round 2.
I need to.
LASIK's different. LASIK's different though.
Eye too. Maybe it'll stop being so lazy.
No, it does because so check it out. My right eye, when it was when I did have worse vision, and it's probably even still now if I get keyed enough or whatnot, or I'm tired enough. But yeah, it would, and it fixed it because now they were equal.
Yeah.
So then when I got tired, you couldn't really tell anymore. Like maybe a little bit it had it, but it wasn't lazy, but it would just like it'd be lower than the other one.
You want to know something, dog? And if Camino hears this, he'll probably fucking unfriend me. So let's just hope he doesn't.
Then don't do it. Think twice about it then.
Fuck it. Whatever. We'll cut it out of the real episode. But his left eye was a little lazy. And then when he used the glasses for like whatever Wednesday show or whatever, I saw it. Like I know it doesn't maybe work that quickly because you have to like strengthen your eyes or whatever. Yeah. But I did see his shit look like it opened up a little more, like so his eyes look normal, which they typically do. But I could see one going a little lazy, and I,
Mine will sag if I'm tired enough.
and that's the thing. I'm like, it's early in the morning. I don't know if they're waking up or whatever, and it just takes his eye a little longer to get out of bed, So
Yeah, you might have to cut that out.
but I did see. It looked like his shit looked balanced when he had his glasses on.
We got some rapid fire. I know you got a jam soon.
Yeah.
Some rapid fire. Rich wants to know if there's a difference between under the weather and a cold versus flu.
Yeah.
And I think that's an easy question.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an easy answer.
Yeah.
Melody packing her suitcase for the week when she goes to Cavino's because she's back and forth. My kid used to do weekends, and she would do that, and then it just ended up being like a couple weeks out of the summer. The cool thing about that, though, for Melody is that's all going to get fixed. Well, she won't have that BMW that got wrecked, but when she's 16 and she can drive, that'll be cool for Cavino and for her, because then she might not have to do the whole suitcase because she can kind of go back and forth as she wants to. And she will, because she'll be a teenager and like, oh, I got to go get those earrings, or, oh, I forgot those shoes and they match better. Like, and once she has her ride, what's the distance between Layla's house and Cavino's?
I'm pretty sure Layla lives in the neighborhood that Rich lives in.
Like 20, 30 minutes?
I think it's probably about 20, 30 minutes.
So, yeah, if something's important to her, she's going to drive over there anyways.
Yeah, especially if she knows she's going to be with them for the week. And she's
Right.
like, fuck, I forgot my AirPods or something,
Right, anything. My charger, everything. Yeah. Nicole on Smut, I got 2 Smuts, and then that's my list. But Nicole on Smut said that it's only been a month, and Keegan is violently sick, and she believes it's because he got messed up because he's a COVID baby.
Mm-hmm.
So when he was in like daycare and preschool and kindergarten and whatnot, he wasn't exposed to nothing because everyone was wearing masks or they were at home or whatever. What do you think about that statement?
I agree. And not only with COVID, I think people overdo it with the hand sanitizers and that kind of shit, dog. Like if we go, I'm just going to say a relative, so I don't put anybody on blast, but every time we get in the car, from going somewhere or whatever, hand sanitizer, or if you grab something to eat, before you eat a French fry, no, hand sanitizer. And I always joke with them. I go, I'm cool. That's why I only got COVID once, because these people have gotten COVID 2 or 3 times, And I'm like, no. I'm like, I go, I'm building my immune system,
Right.
And
right.
and I'll joke about that, like, oh, well, you just touched that money or whatever the case or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, it'll help build my immune system. I'm always, and certain shit like money that is fucking gross. Yeah, whatever. But just everyday things, I'm like, no, I'm not going to use hand sanitizer for everything. I really do feel like it starts breaking down your fucking, your immune system and shit, making it easier for you to get sick and all that, because it never has a chance to fight things on its own.
Well, the first thing that I would tell you is I worked through COVID in a retail environment, and I was around all those people and everyone with COVID who weren't telling people and all that all the time. And I had only got COVID, and I didn't get it in the grocery store. I only got it once I was removed from the grocery store.
Yeah.
So while I was in that environment, I never got it. And I'll tell you what's better than hand sanitizer. Quit taking the shortcut and wash your hands. Forget the damn hand sanitizer. Why don't you just go to the bathroom and run hot water or warm water and wash them? That beats hand sanitizer every day of the week, number one. And number 2, you're right, because if I'm touching money or something gross, yeah, that's fine. But you know how many things I had to touch in a grocery store on a day in and day out, where I know I see people that go into the grocery store. Motherfuckers that don't work there get the 30-minute version while their ass is there in their own little world, fucking boo-doo-doo-doo, and they're going through the aisles or whatnot. Hey, I've been watching all you dumbasses all day. Yeah. All right. So I saw your version, their version, that dude, this dude, the dude fucking. There was a dude one time, bro, no bullshit. Food Max, 2:00 in the broad daylight, men's bathroom, right? And it wasn't a 1 stall. It was like 2 stalls and 2 urinals. He's beating off. Broad daylight.
Oh, are you serious?
Customers told us about it. We had to go get him out of there and wrangle him and call the cops. Yeah, it was bad. And so, I bet you didn't see that in your little do. If you didn't have to use the restroom that day, you didn't even know.
That is crazy.
We see the whole thing, little kid. I remember one time, same Food Max, little kid. He was like 9 or 8. I mean, he was a kid, 3rd grade. Drops a deuce while he's waiting in line, right? He just waiting in line. Bloop, log rolls out. Mom looks like we did something wrong. It's like, lady, your kid took the shit. You know what I'm saying? Restroom right there. You're close. And I don't think the dude's in there right now. So he's safe to go in there and use it. And anyways, we see the whole thing, and I worked through all that. And so, you just wash your hands. If you just wash your hands, I think you said it best in the beginning, there's got to be a balance. Don't be the freak show where you're justifying your weird compulsive behavior. We know it's compulsive. The fact that you're trying to explain it to me so I understand why you do it, that just tells me it's compulsive, or you wouldn't try to explain. Mm-hmm. And it lets me know, because if something's natural, you just do it. And then if someone asks you why you do it, you respond. Mm-hmm. But if you do it with an explanation, you probably know you do it too much.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You know what I mean? If you're the one putting on the sanitizer every time, and every time you see someone new and they see you lubing up and you got to explain why you're lubing up, well, then you're lubing up too much.
Yeah. We can name this episode "Lubing Up Too Much."
You're lubing up too much. I mean, just go wash your hands. I mean, you're better up to wash your hands.
Lubing up too much. Yeah. Damn.
Or wear gloves.
Yeah. Well,
that's what I don't understand with that either. Like, if you weirdos are gonna lube up all the time with your hands, why don't you just wear gloves once, and then once you're out of the environment that makes you feel weird, you just throw the gloves away, lube up once, and you're cool in case any nastiness got through the glove.
You know what? I have like 100 pack of those fucking gloves, right? And when I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna chop up this meat and cut, this bacon or whatever. I'd fucking do it all freely as possible, right? And I throw my gloves in the trash, and fucking it's in the pot or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's where I'm kind of like a little. I just don't want to get like Ebola and shit, So I'm like, I'm gonna kick back away from the meat. So I'll do that. But when it comes to like, I do whatever I have to do, throw the meat in the pot or whatever, and then take my gloves off and I'm cool, And even then I'll give them a little rinse because I'm a little OCD. But the gloves, I think, is a great idea. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I used to do that too when I was cooking, but guess what? Do you think they did that 100 years ago? Do you think that when they're slaughtering a deer and, hey, I'm Paul and I got a rifle, then he fucking gets the bear, you think Paul's putting on gloves?
No, because he was in a little bitch. I am. So
part of the deer thing is like when you get your first deer, and I never killed a deer. I don't hunt. So I'm not advocating whether you should or you shouldn't. If you like to kill deers, go for it. If you don't, hey, I don't do that too, whatever. But part of the deal is you're supposed to like take a bite of the heart. Like, so what's the point? If I'm supposed to kill this deer and take the heart out and take a bite as like a sign of victory or whatever the tradition is, what does it matter if I got gloves on?
You know what? Andrew Sims, he said, I've seen people walking by themselves outside wearing a mask. And
bro,
I don't want to shame any of the maskers or whatever.
Don't just tell us what you saw like Andrew did.
I fucking remember driving and
they have them here in Lompoc where they drive around with masks.
I was driving, dog, and I saw fucking some fucking person walking outside with the mask, right? Going for the like morning walk. And I remember to myself, I'm like, who the fuck you think you need COVID from? The trees? I remember fucking laughing all by myself because I'm like, dog, that's fucking stupid. Like fucking Dr. Fauci has come out and told us that fucking those stupid ass surgical masks are bullshit. Like, and fucking, it's just fucking stupid. It's just fucking stupid.
I can help you understand.
What up?
And to add to that, I see people here in Lompoc, they'll be driving by themselves with the windows up and they got a mask on. I'm like, who are you scared?
I've seen that
are
too.
you scared of you?
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. You know what though?
I don't get it.
You know what I do see?
I do get it though.
To this day, I still see fucking tweakers and shit on their bikes with the masks and the fucking hat down here and the lokes. They look like they're about to go skiing, but they're doing some other shit.
Here's the deal, and here's what I came to understand, and I'll tell you this from experience. I was an assistant store manager when COVID jumped off. Like, right, I remember when we came back, me and Tip Dog went to Maui, and it was right in the middle of COVID. And when we got back, there was no water and there was no toilet paper, and I was like, holy shit! Like, even the brands that never sold, like them Scott million roll tissue where they advertised the one roll that'll last you your whole life. You know I'm talking about those rolls. Yeah. Even those were gone. Only thing, even the dude wipes. I think one of my first TikToks was like, oh, not the dude wipes. Yeah. They even bought all the dude wipes. And anyways, I had to formulate the plan of like, they gave us a number of how many people could be in the store. We had to have a clicker. I had to, figure out the mask policy. And Fresno has both Republicans and Democrats. And if you remember COVID and you remember the thickness of COVID, you almost had to go one way or the other. Either you were pro mask or you were against it.
Yeah.
And, and so my task was trying to not turn down any business. So I didn't really want to, tell people no mask, too bad, so sad, especially when it came to do with groceries. But if you keep in mind, I was an essential worker. So that was one of the only places you could go when COVID cracked off.
Yeah.
So whether you wanted to wear a mask or you don't, you were trying to get in. And it was my job to try to balance everything. Because if the city officials came in and people weren't wearing a mask, they were going to fine us or whatever they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole thing was this, check it out. Regardless of what you got going on, this is why I don't think too crazy, even though I chuckle like the next person when I see him riding around and you're tweaked out, but you got a mask on. Okay, I'm confused. You'll stick that shit that some dude made up your nose, but you don't want to breathe the shit in the air. Okay, fine. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But what I realize is this. Even the minority, the people that do shit that everyone, the group in general looks at and be like, dude, you're 1 out of 1,000. Do you think you know it all? Or you know what I mean? Like, did you have the recipe? You cracked the code, or are you just different? And that's what it is. People have their beliefs and they do things for whatever, and it makes sense to them, even if it don't make sense to nobody else.
Yeah.
And it don't ever make sense to them. You won't talk them out of the hand sanitizer. They're just gonna have to talk themselves out of it one day.
And you know what? And the thing is, Doug, it's like, I'm not telling you to go back on people or whatever, but yeah, we're laughing here, but in real life, you're just like, in your mind, you might be like, but when you're there, you're like, right? You're not gonna give nobody a hard time, because if it makes them feel at ease, then fuck it, so be it. Just like people walking around with their stupid ass fucking dogs everywhere, like
right.
Whatever. That fucking like I was walking into the store the other day, dog. It was kind of like that. What's that?
I feel like.
What's that store that you guys have? With the V, I think.
Vallarta?
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those stores, right?
Okay.
And I saw somebody walking in with their fucking dog, and I was like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, I don't know if it's like for protection or what, but I was like, what the fuck is that?
Well, and as we speak about dog, I got fetal lie right here staring at me. Do you think I ever took fetal lie in a Vallarta?
Yeah, dog.
And obviously he's comfortable enough right here. He's an inside dog. He comes up and trying to show me attention while I'm recording. So he's an inside dog and he has privileges. Do you think that I take him to stores just to, hey, fetal lie, you feel like going to Vallarta today? No, I don't. Hey, fetal lie, you want to go get some chicharrones at Vallarta's? Hey, fetal lie, I think they got a sale at Fuco. You down? Come on, bro. Like, I don't get that part. I really don't.
I don't. Yeah, no, I don't. And I'm seeing it, dog. I see it so fucking much with like at Home Depot and I'm like, and again, if it makes you fucking feel at ease, I'm not gonna fucking talk shit. But
and look, bro, we speak louder than words. Come here, fetal lice. Come on, hey. And I'm down, and I got a good dog, and I give him a lot of attention. I mean, you could tell by the way he's groomed. He ain't just some street mutt. You know what I mean? He gets a lot of love, a lot of attention, and he is privileged in a lot of ways. But I am not going to go make you feel like that because I feel like I need to take him in a public spot. Again, it goes back to the mask thing. Sometimes you have to do what's in the best interest of the group. And if I made one person uncomfortable because I insisted on taking my dog into a grocery store, what's Covino say that I've been saying for a long time now, but I got it from him? Your ego ain't your amigo. It ain't all about you and what you want and what you got going on.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to do what's in the best interest of the group.
I agree.
Leave your dog at home. Say, you know what? Take him to the lake, to the beach, to the river. He's going to have way more fun in a natural environment than looking at a bunch of food he can't eat.
And I think with that, the after show, but later. You ready, Cucuy?
That's it. We're riding.
I think it's time for us to call it a day. So we thank you guys for joining us live, and all of you future dudes. We always appreciate
Thank you, Drewski.
After show, but later. Yeah, we will see you guys in the next episode. We got to bring in Baseline Trey.
Bring him in.
Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning.